Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mythic Table Town Hall for January 2022. This is our first experiment doing a town hall on Discord. I understand that we're a little bit late getting to this one, but there's a wide variety of reasons and excuses we're not going to get into. But stay tuned because our next town hall is probably going to be in 2 weeks. So let's just get started and see how we do. Our agenda today is pretty simple. We're going to go through some kudos, thank a couple of people for their hard work and contribution to Mythic Table, go over some updates, talk about our plans. Then we're going to talk about what you can do to help us and what we can do to help you. Pretty much the same as every other town hall. So we only have 2 kudos to give out this time. Daniel, who has been pretty active and helping out with our Discord community, he came up with this question of the day thing. I don't know if any of you have seen it, but it's pretty fun. Gives you an opportunity to explore your characters and talk about your characters and in a quasi in real life kind of way. What's their favorite color? What's things like that. Are they a night person or a day person? So thanks for that. And Keith, we want to thank you for your continued hard work on Mythic Table. So you've been working on the Discord backer bot, which is fantastic. A lot of people have been using it so far. So thank you very much for that. So for our updates, so things have been really, really slow over the holidays. Everybody's been super busy. COVID's been ramping up. It's been a madhouse. So we haven't gotten a lot of work done, but we've started putting a lot of things into place, and we're really, really excited about that. We're revamping up our bug triage. We've had a couple of developers come in and help out with bugs. We've been doing some paired programming, which has been really successful. So we're very happy with that. We're still working on the object permissions feature. This is part of our Kickstarter objectives, some of the goals that we're attempting to finish for the Kickstarter that you guys helped with. So our numbers, we're at 34.1K unique player accounts at this point. So this is a steady growth that we're seeing. A lot of people coming in and trying it out. And from our analytics, it looks like we still have around the same amount of people sticking around. So I think that was anywhere between 200 and 300 daily users at this point. So that's pretty good for what we have. We have 136 patrons, and our patrons are amazing. They're really great because we don't really offer them anything. Nothing that we don't offer everybody for free. And these guys have been supporting us, almost since day one. And that number is steadily growing too, and we're really excited about that. So our plans moving forward, as we start getting back into the swing of development, we need to finish our end of year process for the Mythic Table Foundation. So this is a bunch of business stuff. It's our monthly General Assembly meeting and reporting to the Canadian government about our finances and whatnot. And that's pretty much it. We're also revamping our volunteer strategy. So this is going to have us focusing on 2 things. That's recruiting and onboarding. So one of the things that we've noticed is we have a lot of people interested in helping out, but they'll come into Mythic Table and they'll look around and they won't get much of an opportunity to contribute. So we want to change that. We want to make sure that everybody understands how they can contribute, how they can ask for help, and how they can be effective. So that's part of the strategy. So moving on, what can you do to help us? And this is pretty much the same thing we talk about all the time. We're open source, we're nonprofit. We have no budget for marketing or anything like that. So we depend on you guys to tell your friends, share our posts, things like that. We also don't have a budget for staff. So we depend on you volunteers for coming in. We need programmers, DevOps people, we need art, UI, and design, we need QA, and community management. So we need everything. And what can you do to help us? So this has been a pretty quick town hall. We just zipped through the content pretty quickly. This is the point where I like to open up the floor for you guys to give me your suggestions or give us your suggestions. Ask any questions you want. Keep in mind this is going to go on YouTube, so this is this is forever, I guess. So let's do that then. Any concerns, comments, suggestions, anything at all? All right, cool. That makes it easy. Kevin, was there anything that you collected from the community over the last month? Oh, really? I think the odds of doing something like that are actually pretty good. Card mechanics are really popular in a lot of RPGs, and we want to make an experience that enables anybody to play the type of game that they want to be able to play. Just like everything that we do at Mythic Table, it's usually going to start off in a very simplified way. And card mechanics themselves are pretty simple, but there's a lot of little edge cases around it that we need to account for. So when we make this, we have to be really careful that we don't bite off more than we can chew. Currently, it's not on our roadmap for the foreseeable future because we're really trying hard to finish off what we committed to for the Kickstarter. Um, After that, um, you know, we can absolutely see. But there are a lot of different things that we need to do. So this one I can see being one of the later features that we would tackle, in my opinion. Mm. Yeah, so we have the ability to um, swing in and swing out that side panel. And that automatically happens when you go into map editing mode. Um, but the ability to like customize the UI in such a way that the chat box isn't there would really be nice. So we've had some ideas and thoughts around this. Like the UI that we landed on for our first playable um, went through a ton of iterations, had a bunch of different ideas. Um, and we don't know exactly where it's going to go from here, but we do like the idea of building a tool very similar to a very powerful, um, yet easy to use application that you might see on a desktop, like like a word processor or a image editor or something like that. Managing all the windows that are responsible in a way that makes it easy for the first time user as well as powerful for our experienced users is a really difficult problem to solve. But we hope to solve that someday. Mm. Oh yeah. So that's a really good point. Right now we have some really basic fog of war tools, and we can do some really interesting things, such as this. But one of the things I'm more interested in is finishing up our lighting system. So we have some really grand ideas for doing lighting the right way. And Mythic Table doesn't plan on putting this feature behind a paywall or anything like that. So there's once we get lighting done properly, we think that there should be no need to go back to the early versions of our fog of war. So I'm hesitant to put more development time into the fog of war tool until we get to the point where we really want to build out our lighting system. Yeah, but it's a great idea. I love these ideas. Some of these things we can whip out really quickly and give a lot of power to users, um, which is fantastic. But at the time, at the place we're at right now, we're hesitant to take on more commitments than we currently have, even if it is something that's super simple to do. So, but we absolutely thank you for your suggestion. Yeah. It's funny enough, like these suggestions, even though we have a conversation like this and it sounds like we're turning down these suggestions, these things can pop up a month, 3 months, a year from now, and we're like, oh, let's talk about this. And then we're like, yeah, yeah, exactly. And sometimes, you know, yeah, our we haven't really done any design meetings lately, but our design meetings are generally a like a highly collaborative um, session where we start throwing out ideas all over the place, and then we use like a mind map kind of voting system to vote up these ideas and vote down some ideas. Mostly just voting up ideas. Yeah, exactly, absolutely, absolutely. Was there anything else, Kevin? Cool, 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 cool. Okay,
Hi, can you hear me?
yes, we can.
Hi. Just introducing myself as Anthony. My background as a programmer, especially for virtual tabletops, comes from volunteering with the League of Extraordinary Foundry VTT Developers, which is a
Nice,
volunteer community, an open source community, if you will, uh, that just makes stuff for the not open source Foundry VTT. So just introducing myself, and I'm very interested in following along on Mythic Table and finding out a lot more about it.
fantastic. Well, welcome, Anthony. We're happy to have you. Yeah, and we love like the work that's been done on Foundry has been amazing, and I believe a lot of that has to do with the community around it. So kudos there.
Yeah, um, obviously don't work there, but yeah, we're really happy with the like volunteer community that we've kind of made to support that stuff. Uh, I just wanted to ask for just in case I was interested in perhaps either the community side or the QA side. Honestly, any of those volunteer call outs that you had made before, um, if you could just make sure, because you said in the slide previous to that, that you were going to come up with a volunteer uh, outreach plan.
Hmm.
Um, Either, ping everyone, I think I will get it, or just reach out to me directly if you'd like, just so that I know that those call outs have been made or that plan has been developed so that I can follow along that way.
Awesome, that's fantastic. I appreciate it. If you're interested in helping in any way at all, we are revamping this process, but the current process is to reach out to us in Discord. Myself, Sarah, Kevin, we can all answer some questions and get you, talk to you about what you can do to help and what the next steps are. If you're interested, just reach out to us after this call and we can chat.
Great, thank you.
Cool. Any other suggestions from the floor?
For for having a slightly odd setup that Discord does not like. So, two things that I kind of wanted to ask about. Um, One, I wanted to ask about if I wanted to join in on the development, where should I go?
Okay. So that's a really good question. We were talking about it with Anthony. But as we revamp this, our recruitment strategy, um, we're going to continue using our old strategy, which is this. Basically, you come onto Discord and you shout out to me and say you're interested. You hop on a 5 minute, 10 minute call with me. We talk about what's involved. And if you're still interested, we set you up with our Slack server access and get you started. Currently, what I like to do is I like to onboard people by doing a pair programming session with them. That's been pretty successful with one of the latest volunteers that we had. And um, yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, it's pretty. What do you call it? It's very open ended. Yeah, not very process heavy. Does that answer
Uh,
your question?
yeah, and another thing that I kind of wanted to ask about, because it was something that I was kind of thinking about doing just was as just sort of a promotional thing, uh, doing just sort of doing uh stream sort of
Oh yeah.
streams using the system. Would And I was just guess I was just more asking, one, does would that be something you would be willing to support, or
Well, with as much as we can, absolutely. Um, we don't have a lot of. I mean, we have a little bit of sway. We don't have any sponsorship programs such as finances and things like that. We can't really offer. But I mean, if you want, we can talk about this and we can see what we can do to help in some way. If you wish to use Mythic Table in your stream, that'd be fantastic. Um,
mm,
yeah,
yeah. I was just more thinking of I was actually more asking if I if I could gather people around for just like a semi-regular thing just to show it off and that sort of thing.
yeah, absolutely. So one of the things we had a recent addition to the team in early December last year. Um, um, Fira has joined us for UX work, and she's been really, really eager to put together a like an ad hoc um, game amongst the community to get people playing it and giving their suggestions, gathering their feedback, and things like that. Kind of like taking the idea of UX interviews to the next level and keeping it a game as well. So I think if you're interested in that, that could be a really great way to promote because we can make that public. And then you could see the entire process around how we do design, how we gather feedback, how we get uh, information. And it'll expose a lot of the pain points around the current version of Mythic Table, as well
That
as,
actually sounds a lot like what I was thinking.
yeah, okay, great.
I'll try. I'll try to look into that after this.
Yeah, absolutely. Look up myself and Kevin here and Sarah and uh, and we'll talk over the next couple of weeks, and we'll put you in touch with Fira if she's still interested in doing this. Maybe we can finally get this ball rolling.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to ask about.
Cool. Well, thank you. So in that case, I think we're going to draw this one to a close. I want to thank everybody for coming and, participating in this town hall. And I want to thank the community and everyone watching on YouTube or wherever you find this video for your support, your faith in us, all your volunteer work and contribution. It's been fantastic. Mythic Table has been a very humbling experience for me, and we couldn't do it without you guys. So thank you very much for that. Thanks. No thanks is necessary, though. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.